I do most of my praying in the morning before I get out of bed. That's when I'm sort of closer to the Lord before the day starts. When I'm yawning and I've got bad hair and morning face. Anyway, this morning I had this amazing revelation, really. You know, when you have a problem with worry, and like we all do, don't tell me you don't. If you do, then you're Jesus himself, and even he had problems with worry, because it says that he had every weakness, isn't it? But he overcame them all. Anyway, so with worry, I struggle with worry. I really do. And so anyway, what came to me this morning is that I was talking with Mum about it actually, and I thought, when we worry, is God big enough for our problems? And then I said, and it really occurred to me, it was so good. It's not, when I think, is God big enough for my worries, it doesn't help me. But if I say, is God willing to make himself small enough for my worries? Is God willing to make himself messy enough for my mess and my messes? Is God willing to make himself crazy enough for my craziness, crazy thoughts, crazy feelings? Is God willing to make himself, like you can put anything on this, let me think of some others. Is God willing to make himself confused enough for my confusion? So don't get me wrong, I'm not saying God is confused, but he became a man, didn't he? And that's where we relate. So is God willing to be confusing enough for my confusion? And that really helped me, because I realised that when I think, is God big enough for my worries, it doesn't make me feel any better. I just think, oh, he's so big, why would he care about these little things? These things that are big to me, but they're so small to him. It sort of it puts more of a distance between me and God. But if I say, is God willing to be sad enough in my sadness, to be drowning enough in my drowning feeling. So I just wanted to share that, because that really impacted me, because I think I've been feeling very distant from God because of my failings lately. I've been looking at myself and just thinking, what a mess, and living with that, but not really involving God, not feeling I can involve God in all of that. Even though I've prayed, I've felt distant, because I prayed prayers but with unbelief as well, thinking, not realising that I was thinking, he's too far, like he's too big for all this. He's too big to care about all this. I should be like this, I should be like that, you know. I've been thinking I should, and think of all the things that I'm not, and not relating, not feeling like God can relate to my life, my mess, my confusion, my everything. And I think worry is a kind of a lonely place, that I get in this lonely space and I just try and tough it out, instead of, because I'm so used to living in those, I'm so used to having these issues, because they followed you your whole life, you know, that you have a weakness in that area, or you felt this way it's a common thing in your life. And it's bringing God into the common things in our life, in my life, that help me. Being able to know that God is willing to come into the common areas of my life, the everyday, the things, the habits, the things that I worry about. So drop a comment in there and tell me what you think about that, and if this helps you too. So, and I thought what I'll do is I'm going to do these little messages or prayers or whatever when I'm just waking up and I've got morning hair and bed hair and morning face and everything. And I thought, so what? This is warts and all.